Hi guys, this is GSMDome and I'm here with the unboxing of the Motorola Moto G85 5G. So it has a pretty interesting processor inside, the relative of the Snapdragon 695. It's called Qualcomm Snapdragon 6S Gen 3. I know it's a mouthful. The device itself is pretty promising, but sticks to only Full HD capture. It's available in beautiful green with a pretty grippy back covered with leather, and the price is between $250 to $300, so quite affordable. It even has ready for productivity, Smart Connect as they're calling it right now, plus a 50 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization and even a micro SD card slot. Okay, so it's an unboxing, so let's see what we're getting inside the box. By the way, pretty immersive screen, also rather large with narrow bezels. Okay, we go inside the box and we only find the cable from USB-C to USB-A, plus of course the case, transparent and flexible, to which we add a key used to access the slots, nano SIM and micro SD, and finally also some juridic info and manual. Nothing complicated here, and also no charger, even though the device charges up pretty fast, if you ask me. Okay, that's everything inside the box. Quite a long boot, by the way, and the color we have here is called, let's see, it's called olive green. So yeah, if you're visiting Greece, you should be convinced for yourself that it's actually the color of olives. Now, aside from this color, the phone is also available in cobalt blue and a special type of urban gray, and of course magenta. So once again, narrow bezels and a curved screen, which usually stands for a more premium experience. And if you're curious, you usually check out the manual inside the box and read the SAR value of the device. Now the SAR value can also be learned by inputting a special code here, something like, let me try, so this, yeah. So the SAR value is 0.91 watts per kilogram for the head, 136 watts per kilogram for body, and 295 watts per kilogram for the limbs. So it's quite okay, it's within limits. In the EU, 2 watts per kilogram is the limit for devices. Let's turn down brightness a little bit. And once again, design-wise, this is supposed to be eco leather. It's basically a sort of silicone polymer. I have a plastic frame, and we have a screen at the front, which is glass protected by well, Gorilla Glass 5. It's a very light phone and very grippy, 171 grams in weight, 7.6 millimeters in thickness, and quite easy to wield with a single hand. You can definitely grip its frame with ease. It's got a water repellent design. It doesn't have IP certification, but it does have that water repellent. And I like how discreet the camera module is here. Gently sloped like an Oppo used to be. Okay, now, as far as the screen is concerned, the panel you're seeing here is a plastic OLED, POLED, 6.67 inches, with a resolution of 2400 over 1080 pixels. It shows 1 billion colors, has a 120 Hz refresh rate, and up to 1600 nits of brightness. Here we go to the settings, and we can also do some tweaks for the screen. So we've got the themes, we've got the brightness, we also got colors, which can be natural, radiant, or vivid, plus extra settings for the warmth of the colors. Now if you go inside the phone, we're treated with a brand new CPU, which is the Snapdragon 6S Gen 3. We should see it here maybe. So the CPU, as you can see, is listed as the Snapdragon 695. It's actually Snapdragon 6S Gen 3, 6 nanometer, a relative of the 695, basically slightly derived from that model. Octa-core CPU with the Adreno 619 GPU. It's accompanied by either 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. In the current case we have 8, and 256 gigabytes of storage, UFS 2.2 plus micro SD. There is also a version with half that amount. The battery here is rather generous. I don't understand how Motorola can fit one in such a slim device. I'm talking about 5000 mAh, as you can see for yourselves here. So 5000 mAh, charges at 30 watts, and there's no charger in the box. There's also no audio jack here, but do have a stereo experience courtesy of the bottom speaker, and there's no speaker at the top. There is the earpiece slit here, and the logo for Dolby Atmos, which can be tweaked from the Moto app. So if you go to Moto and go all the way down to the entertainment, Dolby Atmos, you can also set up a landscape stereo experience, spatial audio, smart audio, music, movie, game, and podcast. You can customize the experience with this equalizer, choose extra treble, extra bass, or extra vocal, plus a surround virtualizer will also do it for you. Now, aside from that, we also have an under-display fingerprint scanner, which is embedded here somewhere. And we also have On the connectivity front, we got 5G connectivity, as you probably guessed already. There's a Wi-Fi dual band, no Wi-Fi 6 here. There's Bluetooth 5.1, GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, BDS, QZSS, NFC, and at the bottom side you'll encounter a USB-C 2.0 port. Now on the camera front, the device opts for a classic 32 megapixel shooter cut here, which probably as usual for a Motorola outputs 8 megapixel shots, has Full HD capture, and at the back side there is a combo of 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization and f1.8 aperture, plus an 50 megapixel main camera plus an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, 118 degrees of capture, f2.2 aperture, autofocus, and LED flash here, dual LED flash. Once again, you're only limited to full HD capture on this device. So talking about video. Now, the camera options are typical for a Motorola, including panorama, photo booth, spot color photo and video, dual capture photo and video, time-lapse, document scan, ultra resolution, tilt shift. And then there's a Pro mode with the settings for the options for the exposure, ISO, shutter, white balance, and autofocus, plus the option to capture raw files. We got portrait. You can set up the depth of the portrait. We also have night vision. We got a photo mode with a tweak for color profile. Can be set to natural or auto enhance. And then there's the video section where you don't have options for resolution. You do have ones for aspect and stabilization. And finally, slow motion. We can also do macro video as shown here. The device comes with Android 14 pre-installed, and if you look closer in the settings, you'll be treated to a RAM boost feature. So if you go here about phone, this is the RAM boost. You can add up to 8 gigs of RAM extra, virtual, taken from the storage. And of course, the usual Moto tweaks happen courtesy of the Moto app. So first of all, you go to personalize to customize your wallpaper, themes, fonts, icon shapes, colors, even the lock screen with clock faces, shortcuts, and so much more. Fingerprint animation, layout, sounds, dark mode, and edge lighting. Gestures are familiar for any Motorola user over the past 2 years. Moto Secure will scramble the pin numbers, do network protection and phishing protection. And then there's the display settings, lock screen, attentive display, and edge lighting. Plus, of course, the play area, which includes gaming control as well, and some game recommendations and game settings. Aside from this app, there are more. There's family space, where you can create a family of grandpa, grandson, parental control, and all that to keep everyone in check and see them on the map, each with their own profile. We also have the Moto Secure, which you saw before, and Moto Unplug, which basically lets you take a break from the usual noisy notifications with a simpler interface, just calls, camera, and messages. That's about it. And finally, there's also Smart Connect, which lets you do app streaming from the phone to the PC, use a mobile desktop, use the phone on PC, use the phone as a webcam for the PC, make it a hotspot, transfer files, lock your PC using the smartphone, use a smart clipboard, trigger the cursor over a laptop, tablet, and the phone, as well as share hub and do more. You can also stream your content to a display, use the phone as a trackpad, do wireless connections, and basically create a sort of desktop environment with a mouse and keyboard and the phone. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. We got a pretty stock Android experience here and a premium looking device for a not so large price, a promising main camera and a good looking back side. Very curious about the battery life we're getting here. Too bad there's no charger, but for this price there had to be sacrifices made. Okay, so a grippy phone with a premium looking screen. I'll be back with more details and a review soon. By the way, nice hue here, a darker green, something we don't see every day on modern smartphones. That's it from GSMDome.com. We'll be back with more soon. Goodbye.